President Trump outlines new guidelines for reopening the country and what it will take to get the U.S. economy back up and running.
A CBS foreign correspondent who tested positive for coronavirus speaks with us about his 5 weeks in isolation.
We take a look at the future of professional and collegiate sports as large public events may not be possible for several months. See It Live starts now.
Our team of experts now agrees that we can begin the next front in our war, which we are calling Opening Up America Again.
President Trump unveiled a 3-phase plan starting with the reopening of restaurants and businesses. Good evening, I'm Brogan Kroener, reporting from Orange County, California.
And I'm Chace Beech, reporting from Santa Monica. The president also addressed state governors, giving them the permission to reopen states at their own discretion.
We are not opening all at once, but one careful step at a time. Now that we have passed the peak in new cases, we're starting our life again. We're starting rejuvenation of our economy again in a safe and structured and very responsible fashion.
Today, Johns Hopkins University's COVID-19 tracker has found more than 629,000 cases in the U.S., 26,700 people have died, and 47,700 people have recovered. In LA County, there are now close to 11,000 cases of COVID-19. 455 people have died, and yesterday saw the highest number of deaths for one single day. Still, LA County's health director is hopeful about the future.
Every day, we're getting closer to being able to see a time when more people are going to be able to go back to work, and there'll be more places that will be open. We're never going to be able to go back to exactly the way it was before COVID-19, but we are moving towards being on the other side of this pandemic.
Seth Doan travels the world for CBS News, but for the past 5 weeks, the Annenberg alum has been confined to his apartment in Rome.
I've been keeping a journal on my phone after being exposed and then testing positive for the coronavirus.
Well, I got the news tonight that I was hoping not to get.
I sat down with Doan, virtually, of course, to hear about his experience.
Worry that you're going to be positive. I had this chest pressure and the cough and a little bit of a fever, though never that much of a fever, and congestion. And you kind of figure that you have it, but it's still disheartening to get the phone call and hear you're positive. It just changes so much.
As a reporter based in Rome, he has had a unique perspective on coronavirus.
You think of Italy as generally a place where you think of the past and you think of these great ancient ruins and this empire, but really Italy has been a glimpse into the future. I was quite fortunate. I was surprised that I was still positive. I think it was 21 days or so after getting this. And it worries me in places like the US, countries where you don't have this exit test, where you have to test negative twice to be freed from this mandatory quarantine.
Doan has covered wars across the world, but this is a different kind of battle.
I do feel like this is a war, a world war, in a way that all of us are affected by this in ways that we might not even be in a war. I think the war comes to all of our doorsteps.
And once this strange war is over, he is excited about getting back to some of the simple things in life.
To be able to take out the trash on the way to get these tests has been really amazing.
But really, like most of us, Doan is excited about connecting again in person with others.
I'm looking forward to going down into the coffee bar on the first floor of where I live and seeing those guys and just having a coffee. It's not some great meal or something. For me, it's just that connection again, that little bit of what had been normal life, and who knows when it will be back. But that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
And for Doan, that coffee and connection is getting slightly closer. He found out this evening that his latest coronavirus test came back negative.
In today's digital age, it seems more and more common for people to use social media as their primary source of news. In fact, Pew Research reports that 54% of U.S. adults sometimes or often get their news from social media, with 52% specifically using Facebook. But with these online platforms, false information can be posted in users' feeds. It's something that can be very dangerous during this global pandemic.
What's different now is obviously COVID and the coronavirus. In this case, false news kills. It just doesn't influence. It influences, and then it's responsible for lives lost.
Tech companies are looking to combat this issue by implementing new measures that will guide users away from misleading sources. Facebook's Vice President of Integrity, Guy Rosen, announced today that it will start notifying users when they come across and engage with coronavirus misinformation that has been flagged as harmful. The social media platform will then reroute the users to a World Health Organization website that debunks myths surrounding the pandemic. According to Rosen, Facebook and its fact-checking partners marked about 40 million posts as false in the month of March. He noted that the users who saw the warnings rarely continued to read the article. Dr. Vertenten applauds this step, but is still a bit skeptical.
I think it's a great step forward, and I commend Mark Zuckerberg and the other platforms besides Facebook and Google who are doing this. It's in my book, it's too little and it's late, but some is better than none. So the fact that they can monitor the bad information and report to us that they're sending viewers to good information is great. Now the question is, are they willing to be transparent about how that's happening, how that information is being posted, who's posting it, and how much of the information is getting through anyway?
Together, Rosen says, Facebook and Instagram have guided 2 billion people to reliable organizations like the WHO, and more than 350 million of those people actually went ahead and visited those redirected websites. Dr. Vertenten believes that changes in regulation on a federal level need to be implemented to solve the long-term issue of false information being spread on social media. In the meantime, she advises users to do their research and check multiple sources before accepting information as factual. As people struggle to adapt to the new normal, many are turning to mental health professionals for guidance. We spoke to USC's Dean of Religious Life about how to be grateful during a time of crisis.
I think it's important to acknowledge loss. We've all lost something. This is the one time in my life and maybe in our lives that the whole world is going through something together. I don't want any student to feel guilty about mourning loss. I think we all have to honor the loss in our life. I think the way we find great gratitude here is by recognizing what is really important in terms of our lives. What's our real asset? You can make and lose money. Most people in the world have lost money this month, but we cannot make and lose time, right? Time is the one thing that we have that once it's gone, it's gone. There's a beautiful plaque on campus that's memorializing the great writer Khalil Gibran. And there's a quote from him on it. It's right in Alumni Park. It says, when we're sad, we remember that the thing we're sad about is the thing we love, right? The reason we're sad is because we love SC. The reason we're sad is because we love our friends. The reason we're sad is because we love our community. We love being in school. That's our dream. So yes, we're sad because we don't have those things, but let's not forget that the thing that has made us sad is the thing that we love.
The pandemic could force the cancellation of large events until the end of the year. That has LA and USC sports fans wondering about the upcoming football season.
LA, more than any other city in the country, is the best combination of college and professional sports. Not having sports, that would be hard because I think that's a lot of this, I think, school spirit that you feel at a place like USC comes from excitement building up to games, and especially during the fall. And it's certainly going to impact the bottom line for everyone. Pro sports may be in a little better position to make it through. For colleges, it's difficult. We're kind of all in this together, so everybody is making sacrifices.
Quarterback JT Daniels is considering a transfer for the upcoming semester. He said, quote, "I love this university, coaching staff, and team. To me, it is in my best interest to explore all of my options going into the 2020 season. I will remain in contact with the coaching staff through the process. USC remains one of my options, and that door has remained open for me. Fight on."
Hi everyone, I'm Keith Leach reporting for Annenberg Media, and while there is a bevy of daily bad news surrounding coronavirus, we thought it would be a fun thing to show you what people are doing to cope with quarantine. Between the missed haircuts and the growing restlessness as Los Angeles enters its second month of its stay-at-home order, people are finding new and inventive ways to keep their mental health intact while staying inside. Some have chosen to make use of the good weather by working out outside. And even still, some have chosen to work out inside and with their masks on. And if you're anything like me, you love to eat, so I've taken up baking. I'm on my Betty Crocker here, pulling together some cookies. They don't taste as good as a bakery, but they're just fine for staying inside. And with the ever-growing popularity of the app TikTok, multiple people have decided to take part in viral dancing trends like this one to Megan Thee Stallion's song, Savage.
You bagged him. I'm a savage. Classic, bougie, ratchet.
So whether you want to bake 5 pans of brownies or learn the renegade dance on TikTok, people have shown us that there's always something you can do to keep your mind healthy as we navigate these unprecedented times. For Annenberg Media, I'm Keith Leach.
With masks now required in most public spaces, a USC mom and her daughter saw an opportunity to help. For our new Thoughtful Thursday segment, we wanted to highlight Isabella and Fabiola Singer. They've been making and providing masks for students still on campus, connecting with them through a parent Facebook group.
Isabella and I were talking about all the students that are still at the school. And I offer to donate some of those masks for those kids through the group on Facebook. We're a family of fashion designers and we have the resources. And when you look around, you're trying to help people in any way you can. And that was, it was very organic, for us to go into that direction.
I think as a student, it's cool to have the local parents as a support group for me as well, and just knowing that they're out there.
The name says it all, and hopefully a lot more students will, come to our group and ask for help, any kind of help. We are the local moms and dads.
A USC student is now a finalist on Jeopardy after winning the semifinals. The sophomore spoke with Annenberg Media about the incredible experience she's had and what she did to prepare for the competition.
Shavka, congratulations, young lady. Come on over here. You're going to be a finalist. You're going to play for $100,000.
I still can't believe it. Even making the semifinals was such a dream come true, so to come this far is unbelievable. I wasn't expecting to be on Jeopardy. I think when I went to the in-person audition, I felt like, wow, these other people are probably so much better than I am. So I wanted to study in a way that was fun for me, and it just didn't feel like I was cramming or something. I read articles and anything about things I found interesting, and I think that's just the best way to learn more and absorb that knowledge. Overall, it was just a really great experience. It's something so unique, and getting to meet all the people who work on the show was so great, and getting to meet the other contestants was amazing because now we're super close friends.
Well, that is super impressive. I definitely don't think I would make it even past the first round of Jeopardy.
No, absolutely not. There's no way I could have done it either, but I can't wait to watch. She's in the finals, so it's going to be a huge deal if she pulls it off for us Trojans.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you all for watching See It Live. We will continue to post newscasts here on the Annenberg Media YouTube channel.
And for more coverage on COVID-19, head to uscannenbergmedia.com. Have a good night.